Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yoshai, Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teaches us this truth. Salutation, greetings to the hopeful elect scattered abroad amongst the nations, who look like the nations. Shalom. This is Banayah. Job 30:1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, where to might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they are solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meats. They were driven forth from among men, they cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, in the rocks. Among the bushes they bray, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their son, yea, am their byword. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. It's talking about the Edomites that were thrown out of Rome. They went into the caucus, where they lived in cave. But it's their MO anyway. Job 24:1. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Behold, as wild asses in the desert go they forth to their work, raising bedtimes for prey. The wilderness yieldeth food for them and for their children. They reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no cover in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountain, and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast, and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheaf from the hungry. Psalms 109. Psalms 109. Psalms 109 and 2. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. They encompass me about also with words of hatred, and fought against me without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto pride. And they have rewarded me evil for good, and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayers become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. Let his children be continual vagabonds, and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he hath, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following let their name be blotted out. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with Yahweh, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let him that be before Yahweh continually Let them be before Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth. Because that he remember not to show mercy, but persecute the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. Isaiah 2:19. Isaiah 2:19. Isaiah 2:19. And they shall go in the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they make each one for himself, to worship to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rock and into the tops of the rugged rocks for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostril, for wherein is he to be accounted of? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Malachi 1:4. Malachi 1:4. I'll start at 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said Yahweh. Yet you say, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said Yahweh, yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. So they know who they are, that's why they hide themselves amongst people. We have been scattered amongst people, but they scatter themselves to hide. Isaiah 30:8. Now go write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come, for ever and ever. That is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, which say to the seer, see not, and to the prophet, prophesy unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and in perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And ye shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel, that is broken in pieces. Ye shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shear to take fire from the earth, or to take water without out of the pit. Jeremiah 30:7. Start at Started 3. For lo, the days come, said Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, said Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. These are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel, concerning Judah. For thus said Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hand, and his lines as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, said Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, but they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, said Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations. Whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. For thus said Yahweh, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicine. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversary, every one of them, shall go into captivity. All praise to Yahweh Basha. And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee I will give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said Yahweh, because they call thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus said Yahweh, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tent, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be built upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. First Peter 4 and 17. First Peter 4 and 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it is first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Yahweh commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing, as unto a faithful Creator. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. Second is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man that the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdom, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellence shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and all shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places, and their time is near to come, and their days shall not be prolonged. 2 Ezra 16:32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields there shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The woman shall mourn, having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servant of Yahweh, Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Behold, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, receive it, believe not the gods of whom Yahweh spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. With 2 or 3 hours of rebirth, great pains compassed her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plague be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it every side. O my people, hear my word, make ye ready to do thy battle, to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth it, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupy merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it. He that buildeth, as he shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor, labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruit, and spoil their goods, and overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possession, and their own person, the more will I be angry at them for their sins, said Yahweh. I'll stop there for now, and I'll give all praises to Yahweh Basham, Basham Kadash. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters. Shalom.